All right, but anyway, everybody, right here, bronchitis is inflammation of the bronchi. That's bronchitis. And smoking is the most common. She had emphysema and chronic bronchitis, an ongoing thing. Emphysema and those two things combined make up what's called COPD. Those are the major culprits in COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. And so this is the disorder, emphysema, bronchitis. Okay, so that is it. And symptom is cough with a thick greenish sputum, coughing. Oh, she would go into coughing spasms. I mean spasms. She could not stop coughing. And she couldn't stop. She just go into, it was horrible. The cough, the spasms. All right, so there it is. Now how emphysema affects the lungs, there's a normal lung, a normal alveoli at the bottom. Damage, they lose their elasticity, they tear, but there's a damaged lung tissue, and so it does affect the lungs. And it's a horrible situation. Don't ever underestimate. Like I tell you all in microbiology, Jackson W. Foster said never underestimate the power of the microbe. Never underestimate the power of the microbe. You can't see it. Never underestimate the fall in the quality of life with emphysema and chronic bronchitis. Never underestimate. The quality of life goes to zero. It always goes right down. All right, with that. Okay, so that is it. Now, bronchial asthma, children many times will have problems. You may have had problems with asthma. You can't help that. That is an allergic thing. Many times people will kind of grow out of that, though. Their immune systems, if you ever known a person who had problems with asthma as a child, as it got older, it got a little bit less problems, got less in many cases, but this is asthma. Characterized by wheezing and difficult breathing. There are spasms of smooth muscles. In other words, the bronchioles, the small airways. The small airways will constrict in asthma, and there's breathing. We have a pulmonary function machine up there, and I've had students in class who do have some problems with asthma. And so I say, okay, let's do a pulmonary. They'd agree to this. Let's do a pulmonary function test before you do your asthma treatment, before you take your inhaler. And they would do it, and the numbers would be not too good. Then if the person would do their inhaler in class, a few minutes after doing the inhaler, the treatment, do the pulmonary function test again. They get much better readings after it kind of opened those airways up. So there's the asthma situation right there. Then lung cancer, this is bronchiogenic carcinoma. Lung cancer is the #1 cancer killer in men and women. Not breast cancer, not prostate cancer. Lung cancer is the number one cancer killer. And the thing about lung cancer is kind of insidious. It slips up. And many times, Shasta, by the time lung cancer is discovered, it's metastasized in most cases. They call it metastatic lung cancer. Metastatic. Many times when symptoms start showing up, it's too late. In most cases with lung cancer. All right, so there it is. And people don't have to be, a classic example of most people who have lung cancer are smokers, most. But like Dana Reeves, she was the wife of Christopher Reeves, who played Superman. She died within a year or so after he did from lung cancer. She never smoked in her life. So it can happen. It can happen. So there's lung cancer. Symptoms include coughing, lung and throat irritation, occasional blood-tinged sputum. Those are some of the symptoms. Like my friend Mike, boy, I told you about Mike Moss. I told you about him, didn't I? Mike Moss, the guy I taught. He grew up. He's younger than me, but he grew up, obviously, and he had a bail bonds business in different cities. I told y'all about him. Yeah, went in for something lower GI. They did an X-ray and said, "Mr. Moss, we found a spot on your lungs." So they found out then. They did further studies, more scans, found he had metastatic lung cancer. Discovered that like about in April, and by August he was dead. Horrible type situation. Okay, but anyway, lung cancer. Now that's the lungs. That's lung cancer there. There it is, and that's the end of that. Now the respiratory tube.